Just a little something to think about. Do you think Trey Songz and R. Kelly are in similar situations? Do similar things to women? Do you think they have
Trey
respect?
urinated on her without her consent
I don't know.
while they were having sex.
I'm just wanting to, come on up and share a little thought with you. Something I stumbled across when I hit Troy TV.
Trending? Do you hear Trey Songz on the radio?
You don't
Not
know
that much,
him,
not
get
that
over
often.
there to
People
his
are
channel,
slowly but
Troy
steadily
TV.
starting to get
Drop
over
some
Trey
hot
Songz.
tea.
I mean, the
Let's
only
see
thing
what
that's
we
pretty
can
much
come up with.
I urinated on her, get on this bus, disappeared, but
When I tell you you can't make this up, Troy TV brought that tea. You hear me? Troy TV compared Trey Songz to R. Kelly. And you gotta listen to the video to find out more details.
put their cell phones and get on this private bus filled with other groupies and prostitutes.
So we went to him, we went to the security that pulled us through. They were like, where's Trey Sonyz? Trey Sonyz was like, yo, give me your phone. And we were like, okay. And I gave him my phone, and then he asked her for her phone. And I was like, okay. And then they put us in a fucking sprinter bus with like 10 other girls, like literally. As soon as we saw all the other girls, we're like, oh no, like we don't want to do this. What is going on here? We tried to leave, and the security like slammed the door. Like we could not leave at all. Like we were like, yo, like we're not trying to be here. Like we're trying to go home. They were like, no, like you guys are coming with us. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? So we get to a strip club, right? Mind you, again, I'm not 21. I'm 18. So I go up to Trey. I'm like, hey, I'm underage. I really can't get in. Like I really can't get in. And we thought that he's gonna give us our phones back and like we could have like left. And he said, no, you're good with me. You're good with me. You're Trey Songz. He grabbed her hand, walked her into the club, and was like, y'all gonna go sit the fuck down.
Now, of course, Selena and her friend could have left, could have screamed, could have yelled, could have did whatever they could. But of course, they fell into temptation and they fell into pressure and they decided to attend his home and attend his party anyways. Trey allegedly used both their phones as leverage and claimed that if they didn't stay put, he would toss their phones over the balcony.
You seem nice, like all this stuff to me. I'm like, I'm sorry, like I just really want my phone. I want to go home. Like I don't want to have any more problems with you. I was honestly like crying to him. Like at this point, I was like, Trey, please, like I just want to go home. Like, and he said, you want to go home? You want to go home? Okay, your phone right here. Like he was about to throw my phone. I'm like, please don't. Like I have everything in my phone. I'm like, please, I have everything on my phone. Like I literally have my whole life, my mom, like my insurance, everything. And he felt bad for me, so he's like, sit the F down. So I'm like, okay. Selena, go talk to him, please. I don't want to be here anymore. It's like already 11 in the morning.
Later that night, Trey Songz allegedly led Selena into the restroom and forced himself on her.
It's gonna be on all of your phones. Okay. Yeah, she was like, please, like, just cooperate with him. So then he took me back, and he's like, go wait in the bathroom. And so I was like on punishment again. So I was like, oh my gosh, like whatever. So I went to the bathroom. He came in. He like pushed me down, made me do something, and then I fell asleep on the couch, right? Yeah. And then I came out and she was asleep, and I had my whole face like rearranged. I'm sorry, I know it's not funny, but like.
Selena did. Trey Songz quickly went to Instagram to insert some text messages showing that even after that night, Selena was still recently texting him. Basically, he was trying to prove, if I did what I did to this girl, why did she still continue to check on me and text me? But she later dropped the charges a month later, which made no sense, because it was like, girl, what? Trey urinated on her without her consent while they were having sex.
You ever done? Let's hear
And
it.
I got peed on too.
Peed on?
Not that. I didn't know what was happening. He just did it. He just like, bitch, please stay home. Trey Songz. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. He wants me.
How did he surprise pee on you? What?
Okay, so I go to the bathroom to wipe the nut off my face, like in between rounds. He follows me in there. He's like, get in the bathtub. I'm like, okay. So I do, and I'm like laying down. He's standing over me like jacking on me. He's like, put your pussy. I'm like, Yeah, I think he's psycho. Like, he took my phone and my purse away for, like, a whole day, held it over the balcony, was like, bitch, if you try to leave, I'm gonna drop this shit. I'm like, but y'all didn't want to believe me. Okay.
Now, let me just say, I'm not too sure how I feel about these three particular women right here, considering that they've all built their platforms off of adultery, promiscuity, and clout chasing. And Trey did address her in 2 charges, and then she out of nowhere disappeared. Celebrities clowned her. Celebrities like 50 Cent of all people clowned her ass, and she disappeared off the face of the earth.
Also known as Trey Sonyz, beating her so badly she ended up with a concussion, is speaking out about what happened the morning of February 17th. Her name is Andrea Guerra.
I was attending an after party when Trey began yelling at me, choking me, punching me, and ultimately he knocked me to the ground.
Her attorney, Lisa Bloom, says the two had been friends for years, and he seemed to become enraged when she began talking to one of his friends.
I had to go to the hospital because he hit me so hard that I had a concussion.
Guerra says the next day she had dark bruises on her body, face, and neck. Last week she got a restraining order against Sonyz.
Trey Sonyz, you picked on the wrong woman this time.
Bloom says Sonyz has a history of allegations dating back at least a decade of verbally and physically assaulting others.
The day that Trey Sonyz allegedly attacked Andrea, he was already on probation in Michigan.
Sonyz attorney Sean Hawley told us, "We are cooperating with law enforcement through the proper channels and not in the media." Now, as for Guerra, she felt she had to speak out and also has a message for her former friend.
Trey, I'd like an apology. I want you to get help. And although I'm not your first victim, I'd like to be your last.
It's one thing for all of us to question groupies because they have a lot to gain. Groupies have been doing this.
What does somebody like BB Rexa and Keke Palmer have to gain? Both of them kind of have the same story. And Selena Powell kind of shares a similar story with BB Rexa and Keke Palmer. And let me just say that wherever there's smoke, there's fire. Now, I find it absolutely hilarious that Trey Songz seems to always get away with these things, and people always give him a pass of saying, "Oh, Trey Songz is so fine, he's so good looking, he's such a good looking guy, why would he do that to anyone?"
An arcade situation almost reminds me of Trey Songz. A big reason why a lot of us who grew up in these times didn't hold R. Kelly accountable is because of a few things. R. Kelly is a very handsome man. R. Kelly is an incredibly talented man. He can sing like an angel and he can dance his ass off. A lot of us couldn't see past his talent, couldn't see past his art. A lot of us saw it as how can an angel like R. Kelly piss on a bitch, take his dick out and start pissing everywhere and shit. That's how a lot of us saw it. How can somebody like him, how can someone as talented and successful as him want to abuse and mistreat women? And it kind of goes back to Trey Songz. A big reason why this generation has yet to hold him accountable because, I mean, the man is good looking. He's talented, he can dance, he can sing. He's super, super iconic. So I get why people don't want to hold him accountable. But what happened to R. Kelly? R. Kelly got old, R. Kelly got washed up, people stopped working with him, and he pissed off the wrong people. So when the quote-unquote elitists, or the people who are what I would call the higher-ups, get tired of you, eventually they dispose of you.
Don't worry, bitch. I'll hear Trey Songz on the radio. Not that much, not that often. People are slowly but steadily starting to get over Trey Songz. I mean, the only thing that's pretty much keeping Trey Songz afloat within his career is his looks, and that's just to be completely honest. Once his looks fade away, and once Trey Songz ages out of the industry, and once his music stops gaining as much traction, which it's starting to lose traction now, people are going to turn on him. Once he becomes disposable and washed up and people stop buying his music and people stop caring about his music, everything that happened to R. Kelly, everything that happened to Bill Cosby, everything that happened to Harvey Weinstein is going to happen to him. I'm going to give it 5 to 10 years. Within 5 to 10 years, people are going to be all over Trey Songz's dick, yelling at him, screaming at him, hating him, and a lot of women, I bet, are going to come forward. I mean, think about it. Trey Songz released a whole sex tape. He released a whole sex tape to promote his new single, and guess what? None of y'all bought it. Not just that, but there's also a lot of other conspiracies that Trey Songz has been involved in that for some reason his fans always turn a blind eye to and always forget about.
Do you think the people, the public, is turning a blind eye to Trey Songz? Do you think him and R. Kelly in the same situation? Click like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button. This is Peopleicious TV. I'm bringing you the tea as I see it.